2005, which aims to provide royalty-free stock footage and visuals to clubs, DJs, VJs, and multimedia artists. Well, when we first started, it was very small. It was my partner and I. We started with a small collection of CGI footage, and we realized to continue as a company we needed to recruit artists from outside of VJ Loops, and we found people like Dan here, who's been creating some of the live video footage, which is actually very popular format. What started as a hobby turned into a living, and now with the stock footage company, I'm able to work with artists from all over the world. I have over 50 artists from around the globe.
My name is Dэн Talson. I go under the name of Dubassy. I'm still playing as a VJ for the last 9 years. And in the last few years I've moved more heavily into creating content, which I sell through stock sites. Some of my highlights from the last few years from VJing. I spent a month in India playing at a club in Delhi, the Kazantip Urban Art Forums in Austria, the Winter Music Conference in Miami. And yeah, the Winter Music Conference was a really good opportunity to play to a collection of the world's leading DJs and industry people coming together in one place. A number of years ago, I got into contact with Getty Images, and I started selling my content with them. This developed over the next few years by me signing up with a lot of other agencies. And now, yeah, this is my main way of making a living, is through selling my work.
Our clients are clubs, VJs, and DJs, and some of these people don't have the ability to create their own content, and maybe they don't have time to create their content, and VJ Loops is there. It's available, instant downloads, and they can get the content when they want. I know with the HD, the triple head to go, in standard definition, there's over 20,000 loops. I try to offer a wide range of footage that will be useful for VJs, clubs, but also maybe marketing and advertising agencies. And that gives, as a VJ or as a motion graphics artist who is looking to resell their footage, it gives them a bigger customer base, more chance to earn royalties from their footage. The top selling footage now is the club stuff. It's things you would see in the clubs, like turntable style visuals. Dan does some ghetto blaster visuals that are really popular. Of course, his dancing ladies are very, very nice. Also, lots of color and lights, things that are easily keyable as well. Having some lights to key over top of the live footage, that goes over really well.
Sometimes things that I create I think will be really, really top sellers, won't do anything. And other times some really random stuff will sell. Often well shot stuff with people is very popular. Any footage that for a company would be hard for them to shoot on their own. When companies haven't got the budget to go out and shoot for themselves what they want, they come to the stock sites to try and find something that's more or less fits to their idea, because it's going to be a lot cheaper. And so if you've got the right kind of footage for them, then they're going to go for it. A lot of video artists and VJs who make good stuff, I think there's an opportunity for these people to be able to make some money by selling their stuff through these sites. But a lot of people still don't know too much about it. These stock sites are still very much in their infancy. They grew out of, originally was stock photo sites, and only in the last 6 or 7 years have there been sites selling video, as the advances in technology have allowed this.
I've seen in the last 2 years 10 new VJ Loops related websites pop up, and it's good. Some have come and they didn't last and they're gone, but there's some good stuff out there. Resolume started selling a couple years ago, I believe, and they have a really nice selection of footage, and that just encourages me to try to go find new artists, hidden gems, that's what I like to call them. And of course there's always going to be competition, and competition is good. It encourages me to raise the bar, to try to find artists to have exclusivity, which is something I'm offering on my site, to encourage artists to give me their best stuff. You earn a higher royalty with exclusivity.
There are a lot of customers, and also there's a lot of people contributing, but I think the market's still very small. There's a lot of people that don't know about these sites. There's more screens around,
LEDs.
Yeah.
It's coming
It's what was once just print format. You know, people are advertising their stuff through video, if it's in a shop or wherever, or screens are, you know, everywhere when you're walking about. And I think this is only going to get more intense, and people will need content to fill all these screens. And the number of TV channels that are popping up and video online, I think there's a huge potential.
New Year's Eve on a Russian music television channel, we were watching it at a friend's house, and I just saw one of my loops, the one with the tape coming out, and people were like, "That's your loop," and I was like, "Wow, it's surprising."
I saw an advert for Michelob beer many years ago, and they'd used a couple of my clips in the advert, and more in print. Some photos and videos that I took of an elderly lady DJing, which has been hugely popular. I keep on finding her around the place. People send me when they see her. She turns up on a lot on club flyers and stuff.
If you're interested in selling stock footage or your VJ loops on a website, it always helps to have a demo reel. That's pretty much an industry standard. But if you want to approach me, for example, and you say, "Hey, I'd like to sell some of my loops," I like to see people's, top 3 best clips. Send me 3 of your best clips. Don't send me, low definition stuff. Make sure it's de-interlaced. Don't use the, shaky cam footage. I mean, if it's old vintage footage, that's cool. If it's old DV footage, but if it was shot well, I'll still accept it. And I just like to see, you can watermark it to protect your stuff, of course, but avoid shooting without a tripod, I'd say.
For people interested more in getting into selling stuff through the traditional stock sites, a large part of the work is the kind of back office stuff, and these sites expect you to basically take care of everything. You upload your videos, you keyword, you categorize, and it's a lot of work. So you've got to be prepared for some serious work, and it's not a quick money solution. Take a couple of years to really get the ball rolling to possibly have a regular income. So it requires patience, and it's hard, and it was hard for me at first to kind of get into this mindset. But yeah, I think with some dedication, it can be a good opportunity. Currently, I have a collection of 3,500 clips, and it works differently with each site. Some sites I upload myself, and I have to do the complete management of keywording. There's other sites where I've made certain agreements with the companies that they take on a lot more of the work. For example, with Kyle, I give him my work on a hard drive. I do the same with some other companies, and it's every company's different. Keywording is very important, because if you haven't got the right keywords related to your clip, then people are not going to find your work at all. A very common rejection from a lot of the sites is unstable footage. That's one thing that all the sites are generally quite strict about. So, well shot stuff on a tripod. I think handheld footage has its place, but if it has a certain shape or that adds something to the shot, if it's intentional, not just having shaky footage, I think that's definitely the number one mistake.